There we go. Ding. Hi. Hello, everybody, people of the internet, and welcome.
This isn't wrestling. What the?
We're not talking about wrestling now. Welcome, everyone, to what I'm going to call the Edge of Reality podcast, where we delve so deep into obscure and weird movies that we throw all logic and reasoning to the side. Oh, I am Chris, the host of the show. I'll be using my real name because fuck aliases. Oh, I'm being edgy. And I'm the only person that knows what we're going to be watching today.
Which makes me very nervous. I am Rob.
I am Jacob. Hello.
I am Matt. I am the Punisher from the C show. I punish people with puns in our chat at least.
Please stop. Please.
Sit down.
I am Seth Nelson.
Nelson.
And I am Armando Alejandro Estrada. Okay, no, I'm Drew. Hi.
Okay. Hi.
Hi, Drew. I'm an alcoholic.
So a little introduction into what this podcast is going to be for the people listening to this, whoever you may be, wherever you may be. The whole point of the show, we're going to be watching movies. I'm going to introduce it, talk about topic, that the whole, like, we're going to have a theme for a certain number of episodes, and the episodes will follow that theme. We'll be watching movies that follow that theme, and the whole point of the movies is that they're not essentially mainstream. There's a little bit of obscurity. Maybe they're a cult classic, that kind of jazz. We sit, I talk, I see if you've seen it. I maybe show you the trailer, because some of these trailers, oh my god, they're fucking hilarious. And then we watch the movie, we commentate over the movie, and then we'll recap it. The commentary, by the way, will be separate from this video. We commentate over the movie, which you can see in a separate video, which I may link, I may not. I don't know. You'll see it on my YouTube channel.
Link it in the description.
Yeah, I'll link it in the description or something. And then we recap the movie, we give our general opinions, and then we talk about and then we'll end the show. So I'm just going to open with this because I think everybody here, other than me, is an American.
Yeah.
Do any of you know what the video nasties are?
Yes.
Ooh.
No, I don't.
Those are videos that the British government has banned, correct?
They're not all of them are banned anymore. To give a general history lesson, in the 80s, back in the good old days, when VHS was big and booming and DVD was just a twinkle in some random guy's eye, and the internet
still had Betamax?
They still had Betamax, and the internet was very, very young, if not even born at the time. VHS was the biggest format going at the time, and the way that VHS was handled back in the day, there wasn't really anything that certified videos. You could put it in to get rated, but you didn't have to. Whereas in a theatrical release, you had to put it through the whole, the certification. They would tell you what would work, what wouldn't, what you had to take out of your movie, what you didn't have to take out of your movie, how you'd get this certain rating if you wanted that rating, blah, 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 blah. For a VHS, you didn't need to do that. It was optional, if that. And a lot of the videos that came straight to VHS or would be theatrically released but then became uncensored and uncut in their VHS release would later go on to be probably the first big case of parents blaming things on media. In Britain, at least. I don't know if this happened in America.
Yeah, it's happened several times in America.
There have been a few cases. I think one of the more notable ones I can think of in terms of horror was
Silent Night, Deadly Night?
That's the one I was thinking of.
Well, the Video Nasties, it was a list of 72 movies. I think it's 72. I'm just double checking that. But yeah, 72 movies altogether. There were a certain amount prosecuted, a certain amount that were just banned, and then there's a bunch of movies that were considered for the list, but never actually got put on the list. They weren't banned, they weren't prosecuted, they were just considered.
Are they really called Video Nasties?
That's what the name was for them after they became the Lid.
That's a very proper name.
The reason that it was called that is because they were mostly horror movies. They had that weird VHS gritty quality to them, and at the time they were considered quite gruesome. They would touch on taboo subjects at that time. And the whole point was that, kids were not supposed to see these things. They were getting their hands on them. And, like some of the movies that are in the list, I can mention some really infamously, gruesome films. Cannibal Holocaust is one of them.
Yeah. I believe Violent Shit is in there too?
That is not on there, no.
Really?
It might be under a different... Go ahead.
I was going to ask if they were like the Hammer films, but whatever.
No, not the Hammer films. These are like exploitation and things like that.
Cannibal Holocaust is notorious for not just having, well, first of all, having some extremely graphic violence and also actually killing animals.
Yeah, there were 39 films that were prosecuted. There were 33 films that were not prosecuted but were banned. And then, just to mention some of the films that were at least considered. Let me see here what we got. We got the Texas Chainsaw Massacre was considered for the Video Nasties list.
That doesn't surprise me.
The Evil Dead at one point was actually banned. But
yeah, I heard about that.
But it became unbanned later. They fought the system and they won.
I fought the law and then I won.
A film that people considered may have been associated with the Video Nasties, but never was A Clockwork Orange. But that was because Kubrick decided to ban it himself. It was never actually banned by a British board. And the whole thing with the Video Nasties is the British government basically made up a bunch of statistics, a bunch of facts that weren't even true. They were coming up with like murders, rapes, and all these things, and said it's because of these movies we need to ban them. And then
so it's basically like every government now dealing with video games.
Basically,
pretty much.
But they went a step.
It actually sounds similar, if I may interrupt, to the whole the initial push to get the parental advisory sticker for music.
Yeah, it was essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, and essentially this was just a whole way to institute an act that I don't even know if it's actually even around anymore. It was called the Video Recordings Act, and that's what essentially made these movies be prosecuted and banned. And yeah, they blamed all these things on these videos, and then they went a step beyond banning them. This is where things really just went like fucking Nazi Germany on these fucking videos.
They got blacklisted?
No. They raided video stores. They took as many copies of these videos as they could find, and then they burned them.
Is that even legal?
They incinerated them. This was basically the Nazis burning books and art. Essentially, akin to that.
Very Fahrenheit 451.
Let's just say you don't want to be compared to Nazis.
And so a lot of the films on this, to find them in their original VHS format is extremely rare for some of these. There are some of these that, if you try and look for them in VHS, they will be upwards of £300 to £500 because of how rare they are.
May I hazard a guess? Are we watching the first Video Nasty?
We're going to be watching it in alphabetical order. We're going to be watching the film that we're watching today is known as Absurd. Number 1 on the prosecuted films list. Original title, Rosso Sang. I'm guessing that's the Italian title. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. It's also known as Monster Hunter, Anthropophagus 2, which, funny for us, Anthropophagus 1 is also on the list.
I've seen Anthropophagus, I know.
Yeah, and it was also under the title of Horrible. It was originally passed with cuts for cinema. It never got a UK re-release. To this day, you cannot find this film in the UK. You have to get an import. And finding this film is a bitch, by the way. For anybody that likes collecting these films, it's a bitch. So, I'm going to start off. Has anybody seen Absurd?
Not at all.
Nope.
I've never seen it myself. All I've ever seen from this movie is the fucking trailer, and it's the most 80s horror trailer film you will ever see in your life. It's got the 80s synthesized keyboard, it's got the quick cuts, and then the weirdest thing about this trailer, like the first time the title comes up, there's this weird sound, and you can't pinpoint what that sound is. You're like, what the fuck was that? And then every time afterwards, when you see the title of the movie pop up, the only way I can describe it, it sounds like the noise an elephant makes.
Like, in a specific situation, or just an elephant noise in general?
It just sounds like an elephant noise in general. It's just like the title comes up, Absurd, and you just hear brrr! It's very weird. So I'm going to be showing you guys the trailer for Absurd right now. So here we go. So that was the trailer for Absurd, guys. What did we think? Did that make you want to watch the movie?
I'm curious now. Yeah, I'm kind of wondering. Like, when I think of '80s trailers, they usually give you some kind of clue as to what's going on.
Oh, I was muted for that entire time. That's great.
It gave you no clue as what was going on in that movie.
Except for someone running around killing people.
Yeah,
like there wasn't like no narration.
Who the fuck muted me?
Nobody.
You muted you.
No, I didn't. I didn't touch the damn thing.
Nah, I didn't.
I swear I heard your mom in the background, and then you went mute.
No, it doesn't matter. But also, was I the only one that heard the fucking elephant noises?
No, I heard it.
I heard it.
That was like the most 80s horror trailer just ever. The fucking the synthesizer and just the quick cuts. It's just 80s goodness. If this film turns out to be boring, I'm gonna be disappointed in this trailer. Because my God,
I'm surprised there was no like stock '80s like narration of like telling try to tell you what the hell this plot it is or something.
Even in like vague '80s or shit like that, like just like It
There have
stalks
been-
the night.
There have
No
been
one saves.
narrations.
Something like that.
There have been narrations in trailers since movies have had sound. So
Yeah, but we're talking like the '80s style narrator.
yeah, but
Action, drama.
It was just like, let's get a bunch of clips from the movie, put a keyboard synthesizer on it, get a random sound for when the title shows up, and just go.
I like how there was just a shot of the kid just running across the street and then kind of stopping.
The announcer just says, "We won't tell you what's going on in this movie, but it's completely absurd. Just watch it."
I'm sad that all my jokes were missed. Fuck.
It's
Oh man.
Well, you get another chance at making jokes when we watch the damn thing.
yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, are we ready to watch Absurd?
I have dinner in a bit.
this is absolutely absurd.
It's absurd, Margo.
I think this is
Absurd seems like it was fucking made by a British guy. Like that seems like something a British person would make the title.
It's
Yeah,
aptly
right.
named. I will give it that. It's very aptly named. That trailer was just fucking absurd. Okay.
Yeah.
I've got
Even
the movie.
with the stock elephant noise.
Yeah. So I've got the movie. We're ready. It's an hour and 30 minutes long with 15 seconds, and it's starring George Eastman. If anyone knows who that actor is, I highly doubt it. So let's go. Wow, that title font, that fucking title font right there. Make sure we're all paused at 0.
No, you control our screens.
Oh, I'm controlling it. Oh, sweet. Okay, so I'm just making sure everyone's got a black screen right now.
Oh my God, it's going.
Yep. The
Burgers. Burger.
In case you need double beef on your patty.
Oh fuck! Ah,
Edmund Pardon. I was right. It was Edmund.
This is my student movie. I've made it for college. And welcome to Art Attack.
I love circles.
Man, iPads were weird in the '80s.
Test. You just keep doing the same design over and over again. It's not right.
And yet you still suck at it. Look at that.
You mustn't go on this way, Katya.
Is that supposed to be the rest of the owl? Seriously?
You're going to get up out of
I told
bed,
you to draw an owl.
And you'll
Wait,
be
really? Just kidding.
Red rum! Red rum!
Liz!
The dramatic opening a window scene.
Fucking rockin' keyboard. Sweet Jesus.
Don't try the linguini.
Tonight on ER. I hate
Or
playing
puts
Operation.
away your fee.
Number 3.
Damn it, Billy, you touched the sides.
Number 1.
The charm course.
4.
Stop touching the side, you asshole! You're
You're so bad at operation.
Check the heartbeat. 1.
Good thing this is a real patient, guys.
Rovers. Sheep.
Oh shit, he's a... Hold on while we inject him with more heroin.
I'm afraid I can't do that, Dave.
Man, 80s anesthetic must have sucked.
Nurse, inject him with 200 cc's of morphine. And me with 100.
Pull everything out.
Ugh.
I know this is weird, guys, but what if this is all just a movie?
Don't worry, I'm certified to doctor.
The funny thing is, I'm a dentist.
Oh man, you got some crazy cavities in you, dude.
Oh yeah, just
Don't
don't even turn the equipment on, you know.
He isn't gonna make it.
Well, time to shoot him.
Adrenaline.
I'm the masseuse. What am I doing here?
I'm a news broadcaster. What the fuck?
Put him down like a
We're on
horse.
the set of Scrubs. Funny.
That's enough.
Alright, we're gonna treat him like we do the rest of my patients. We have to take him out behind the barn and shoot him.
That's how my heart reacted when I first heard Ben Affleck was going to be Batman.
I'd like
I
to
almost
accept the
died.
compliment, Emily, but I can't.
My
You
mustache
were
won't allow
you saw
it.
what happened. He started recovering on his own before I even had a chance to begin the heart massage.
So,
Yes, I saw, but what happened
will
to
we
her
be
outside?
having sex later?
For a minute, I thought he was pretty
Bald.
A nervous contraction. Or at least, let's say, that's the only explanation I can come up with.
Gotta wash off the shame.
It was a horrible thing.
This movie.
The first thing I did when I came to my senses was to phone the hospital.
And then
But I
call my
suppose
agent
there's
and
not
tell
much
him
hope
how
for
the
the
fuck
poor
did this happen.
No, I'm afraid not. I'm no
I
doctor,
think that kid's asleep on camera.
but I don't think it looks good.
He looks dead.
They don't expect him to pull through.
I don't believe it.
Doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense. The
Your
script.
husband is away?
No, he's out in a job. Decided to watch the game on television. At the forest. They're friends of ours. They live nearby. They're expecting us at 10. We don't like to leave.
But it's all right. Oh, go! Whoa, whoa! I had a terrible dream I was in a bad movie. Yeah, always some motherfucker deciding to walk along the middle of the road at night.
I'm trying to drive here. Get out of the way, or I'll run you over.
So, you were in pieces, huh?
Huh.
Huh.
Your autograph? Why would I want this?
Thank you, sir. What are you doing in this neck of the woods? Visiting a roaring metropolis on foot?
I need this month's paycheck.
No, I was just walking away
hope
from the
it'll be
set of Don't Open Till Christmas.
So, you see, here in the bakery hospital that we have...
Drunkenness.
I have to go insert an IV
That other
in a
fellow's
patient
agreed
right
too.
before I go prepare the pastry dough.
And then, don't tell me how,
nothing.
but some guy managed to get
When
a
can I see
whole
the
loaf
patient?
of bread right up
Soon?
his ass.
Not till tomorrow. Doctor's orders.
Is this like a Giallo movie where every character is sleazy?
As I left the hospital, I could tell that Dame was trouble. But then, dames always are.
Well, as you can see, we've been operating on Jesus.
Yep, he's dead.
Just give him 3 days. He'll be fine.
Did you tell Dr. Kramer?
Yeah.
No, we didn't tell
He said to
Dr.
send
Kramer.
everything
He
to
was
the-
messing with Dr.
The
Seinfeld.
biophysical lab for further tests.
Wow, 3 days. Took like 3 hours at best.
Doctor,
He's awake.
I will kill you with my eyes.
Walter, it's Ben. Oh, you're asleep.
Have you seen my comb?
No, look. I left a guy in front
You're
of your house
asleep?
about half
Then
an
how
hour
are you
ago.
talking?
Said his car broke down. That's right.
Wait, nurse,
Everything
hold
seems
on.
to be
We
all
need a
right again.
soundtrack if we're gonna do this.
But I still think you better have 2 units of Petamix.
Dip. Face doesn't look right at all.
3 units of cat food.
Dr. Gruber, you're needed in the emergency ward.
Dr. Bluebird?
Nurse, is it am I allowed to request
you
a
up to,
tender
mister?
rubbing of my nipples?
So, Edmund Perdon's really going with the whole, I'm just gonna constantly feel myself
That
up
guy
shit
in
this
there is
movie.
afraid of you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Ah, he's holding it to me.
Hey, lady,
Careful,
screw
you'll back up the
you.
camera.
Hold my hand.
Okay, here we go.
Man, he's really putting the screws. Brought to us by J.P. Simon, the same guy who brought us Pod People.
Well, you know, after I murder someone, I just go on a gentle jog.
The movie features a
Won't notice
lot
me
of
constantly jogging.
You could
No,
probably,
I'm just gonna walk this
recut this movie into like an exercise like video to sell like tapes or something.
Oh
When
no,
does
I'm being
the drilling
chased
into
by
someone's brain happen in the exercise.
chased by a 1981 gremlin with a light on
Just
top.
give me the exposition one more
I have
time.
already told you my story, Inspector.
is no more time that we can lose.
Well,
I
Mr.
gotta try and be
I'm just
Dracula,
a dumb
goddammit.
small-town cop.
That's just
I have trouble
absurd.
understanding certain things, especially if they're so crazy, so far out. Lots of us hicks are like that.
Now don't make me get my partner Bojangles
Here
here on
again.
you.
Mr. Bojangles.
But I wouldn't
Never seen
honestly
such an
think
extensive
that.
cerebral mass.
What the fuck is that? That's a brain, sir.
This one,
I've never seen it before.
Oh.
after the
Dear God, what is that?
Oh, I get it. He's heading for the exit. He's trying to get out of this movie.
You do realize that you're just sweeping the poop up, right?
Mopping.
Time to
Intense
clean.
mopping.
Dude, you need sawdust for this shit if you're gonna be cleaning up the wet stuff.
Time to clean.
Sweet Jesus.
Time to
Jesus.
time to get an A in shop
I'm gonna
class.
get Mortal Kombat 9 flashbacks.
No, not my bald spot.
Oh God, this might be the thing she does. Not the lie.
This might have gotten it the certification.
Oh Jesus.
This could be a point, sir.
retirement.
Well,
I have to say one fact every murder.
well, Detective Robin Williams just smugs his way through this movie.
What?
But there is nothing human left.
10,000 cases will give you such a break in the neck.
Oh, I can't wait to drive up and go in circles around this guy.
Those
Hello,
dastardly
we're
Hell's
looking-
Angels.
We're looking for the set of Hell's Bloody Devils.
Where the hell's
On bike.
Nope, they're kind of right.
Oh my God, look at that fucking car.
Wow.
The 80s.
Hello,
This is
80s.
all we could afford. A car
That
made
is-
comprised entirely of...
Man drinking scene.
Oh,
Time for a spot of vodka.
am I sexy now?
I really don't feel much.
Darling, it will take a lot more booze to make you look appealing to me in bed.
It's just,
If I keep
Stay
going.
home and watch the game.
honey, you don't get it.
Come on,
I
Cal.
think I killed someone.
Too late, Angela darling.
Tonight on Columbo.
We could start again.
Just one more thing, ma'am.
Look at the switches on that TV.
I heard
Frankly,
you
my
were-
dear, I don't give a damn.
When your feelings run as deep as mine do, my dearest, nothing seems to be impossible.
That was random.
It can't be.
What's up with this kid?
You know that.
Burt Reynolds, is that
That's
you?
simply not true, my love.
Why is this
We
kid
did
watching
decide on a
this?
policy.
God damn it, Tom Selleck, get out of this movie.
Why is
Is this kid jerking off while he's watching this?
Be that.
I'm gonna play Atari.
I want to watch Madison Square Garden Network.
Willie, quit that.
Yep, here we go.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful
And
acting.
here comes the pillow.
They just filmed Edward Purdon trying to get to the set in his car and used it as part of the film.
The guy banging Yui.
Oh, damn it, where is this set? Jesus Christ.
I should have played that Love Bird at Albuquerque. Don't know why.
Can you
In
tell me how to
Albuquerque,
get...
but yeah.
Why is Albuquerque in Italy? What the...
We're gonna
Still
try you to screw with me.
That sounds like 80s porno music.
Welcome to WQFM. The Wave. Yeah.
For all you dirty low-down cops, we're about to play something absurd.
Actually, I think this is our first day for
Got some more
night.
walking footage for the exercise tape.
Actually, no, this is our first day for night, guys.
Sister
Oh.
Maria makes her way to the Von Trapp house.
Alright, no, you're right. I'll look.
Even if God closes a door somewhere, he opens a window.
Get the bass line going.
Oh yeah. Who's the bad cat that's walking through the forest?
I'm gonna go with this.
The aristocrats.
So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye.
This is the
well,
worst Super Bowl party I've ever been to.
I'm glad we could all make it for the orgy, Bob.
So apparently that was scripted.
Yeah, the dog can smell terrible acting.
What's that, boy? You want me to be an 80s slasher movie victim?
What's your favorite scare?
Johnson, I saw this when don't worry, Johnson. I saw this when I was a rookie. This bike killed its owner.
I've lived in Maine. It's happened before.
It looks like man's best friend is now man's worst enemy.
The motorcycle is in man's
My
best
God,
friend.
Robin Williams and Shaft team up to get the bike run.
Jack's doing wandering through this house.
What did you do this time?
Whoa, what?
What? Ooh, I scared you, didn't I?
Push the button to talk.
He's in a spy car.
Wow, he's in a video game tutorial.
Yes,
Ragu Sauce
I hear you.
sued them for all their work.
The microphone. You talking to the microphone? What are you stupid?
I'm in Kit from Knight Rider.
You're right, Padre. That's no man. It's a
He's torn to shreds. It was
If you don't pick up the
awesome.
microphone, I'm going to eject your ass.
You're right. That's no man. That's a space station.
The call is coming from inside the house.
My God.
Yes, I see.
Oh, and one more
Thank
thing.
you.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Down to the line of scrimmage. The receiver's breaking.
Wait,
It's a
caller.
quarterback sneak. And there he goes. He's across the 45 at an incredible lateral.
Damn it, I lost 500 on that.
It's the
Hey,
only
does
way
this
to keep your muscles
smell like
in action.
chloroform to you?
Otherwise, when the day comes that you're finally cured,
Delicious.
you won't be able to stand on your feet. But are you sure I'll
Are
be
you just
cured?
gonna rub it in her
Of course,
face that she's crippled?
You're under attack.
How long has this guy been driving?
How do I find this shed, damn it?
Has he ever stopped to get gas?
Welcome
Does
to
anyone have a
Italian
map?
Priest driving the movie.
Huh. Well, it seems
Fuck. I'm out.
somehow I got to Chicago. I don't even know how I did that.
How do I drive all the way from New Mexico to Chicago when I'm supposed to be in Italy?
Well, time to go to the Bela Lugosi convention.
Fucking, I'm out of this movie.
Time for my Bela Lugosi impression. Hi, I'm Bela Lugosi. Are you for real right now?
Okay, all right,
If
I'll go
Gary
have a look.
Coleman was white.
But you stay here.
She's saving of her fist.
So,
I already told you,
lady,
there is no
you're living in a wheelchair now.
Now, would you calm down and stop trying to scare people?
Quick, I gotta give somebody some exposition.
But no one actually got killed. They just showed a body.
Oh, cut the phone wire, thank God.
We are saved for more.
I want to pose all
We are
sexy
saved
while
for more
fucking
plot
phone.
details via phone calls.
No, really, listen to me carefully. You know where your
I
parents
wonder
are.
when that priest is gonna get here.
I want you
I'm
to run over
still
to them.
lost.
It's dark outside.
I'm so lonely.
No, she's having a lot of fun in there.
By myself.
Funny, I thought it was the clown right there.
There's one weakness.
I'd help you, but I'm fucking crippled.
Watch the door open the other way.
You pull, not push.
Damn, they stuck a sofa in front of it.
It'll take forever if you
And the kid doesn't go for help.
Kid, go and get the fucking cops.
Call 911. Do you have neighbors?
Yes, I'm sure if you pull on it the millionth time, it will open.
Karate chopping the door.
Oh shit.
What's the first thing you do when there's a murder in the house? Oh yeah, go back in.
I gotta watch that football game.
I want to see the Steelers win.
I know, Peyton Manning will save us.
Go away! Go away! Go away! Please!
You're adopted. Now leave.
Kid, you done fucked with the wrong man.
Oh, some of that intense close-up.
Surprise, the kid's in league with the killer.
Wow, that was like a 5-second delay.
Yeah, you know, you could have screamed, I don't know, 10 seconds ago.
Oh, sure, run the other way and leave your babysitter or mom or whatever to die.
We're going to Disneyland.
You are an awful child. Yeah, dinner canceled.
Meanwhile,
you didn't know I could regenerate, did you?
How could you do such a thing? Do you know what they could do?
I gotta bet that kid is the worst fucking character.
You could have went to get the cops without 10 minutes.
There you go. You put the sofa in front of the door.
Yeah, there you go.
Just push it up on there and then just lie down.
No, don't go out the door. That's his one weakness.
What weird though? The sofa seemed to be the most effective way to stop him.
How's the door locked from that side now?
Did it just suddenly become a full door?
Oh!
Yeah!
You know what, we should have predicted. We should have predicted that the paralyzed person would have turned out to be the most useful motherfucker in this movie.
Yeah, it's kind of
so she stabbed him in the eyes with the compass, so you see this movie comes full circle.
Fuck.
Why are you following him?
Leave! I knocked over a spoon.
You are the most competent character we've met so far. Come on, don't ruin it now.
Alright. I don't know, vigorous muscle had a chance.
Yeah.
Oh god, a knife!
Fuck you, Sir Lancelot.
You knocked my bookshelf over.
Ow. Oh. It's good for the kids, too!
Edmund forgot to run him over.
Damn it!
Oh. My god.
So close.
I finally arrived on the movie!
Can I help you, kid?
White Gary Coleman, what are you doing here?
Can I help you, kid? No, the movie's over. Sorry.
Damn it. Guess I'm driving home, and then like the next hour is in. This is the worst game of pin the tail and the donkey I've ever been to.
And the worst game of Marco Polo.
Where's the donkey?
Where's the tail?
I don't even know what the tail is anymore.
Here comes the gangs! Here comes the smash!
Oh, is Edward Saddam dead too?
Yeah, he's dead.
It's like, holy shit, she's got an axe!
Who's the bad kid that just realized that some girl killed a serial killer? Sure.
Look, Willie. You don't need to be afraid anymore.
Well, now the boogeyman. You have to be afraid of me now.
I'm just covered in blood, but you have nothing to be afraid of. Oh my
god! Oh my god!
Oh, Jesus!
I got it!
I got the ball!
You got the touch!
You got the power!
You don't have to be afraid of it.
You got the touch!
You got the power!
You don't have to be afraid of anything anymore.
You have to be afraid.
I got his severed head!
So,
Stop clapping out of unison. Hold on, let me help.
That was fucking amazing.
Okay.
Ow, my hand.
So.
Oh my god.
You don't have to be afraid anymore. Holds up severed head. Alright.
Okay.
What was that?
So that was absurd.
Yes, it was.
Quick recap and review of that movie, then.
Edmund Saddam spends the entire movie driving.
And ends up getting killed for his problems.
And one very tall, bearded man slowly kills a bunch of people.
Yeah, dude escapes from...
by a crippled woman who very gently hits him in the head with an axe.
Dude escapes from what I guess is an insane asylum, being chased by a priest. He cuts himself on the fence, goes through surgery. We find out he's got a healing factor. Turns out this dude's fucking insane and a zombie. Starts killing bitches. We get the police being incompetent. we get the fucking priest getting lost. The fucking biker gang that goes no. What? Like, there's what thing. What happened to the biker gang? Why were they a part of this movie?
Just to set up that one kill. That's it. They were just there to set up a kill.
And then obviously you got the paralyzed girl and like the fucking most annoying. That kid needed to die. That kid should have fucking died.
Hopefully we won't have to regularly advocate child murder, but.
Jesus Christ, no. And then so the fucking killer gets ran down by the dad. They go for a Super Bowl orgy. Killer decides to raid the house, and everyone in the house, except for the paralyzed girl, is a complete and utter fucking moron.
Yep.
And yeah, the kid somehow survives, but then again, that's because he got out of the house after going back in the house, so, he doesn't get the intelligence points there.
Like, for a lot of the movie...
Apparently, intelligence was his substat.
There's, long periods of time where pretty much nothing's happening, it's just a bunch of exposition, and then it's like, hi, random murder, that, we need to remember that there's a serial killer here.
It is a very by-the-numbers 80s slasher movie.
It's very by-the-numbers.
I feel like I've seen more violent slasher flicks than this.
If you come out...
And it makes me wonder how this... What was so... Well, I guess maybe it was the time period it came out in that made it get the video nasty list.
Isn't this movie considered exploitation or no?
Yeah, this is exploitation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So probably had bonus points going for that.
What is an exploitation?
An exploitation film, it exploits a certain thing in order to get a quick buck.
In this case, violence.
In this case, extreme violence, yes.
Yeah.
There are sexploitation movies, there are all kinds of exploitation movies.
There's Nazi
blaxploitation.
No, here's where we need to, the discussion really happens. Why do we think this got banned? Was it really
I'm gonna guess the table saw kill was the one.
The table saw.
The very vigorous mopper.
Probably the very slow burning switched over to a scissor kill. But yeah, more likely it was that middle kill with the
vigorous
it was probably because of the close-ups.
Oh yeah.
The kill with the saw. Did this film deserve?
And usually in slasher films back then, they'd slightly off-screen the kill and maybe find the body later.
And and it was also banned because this NFL broadcast cannot be redistributed without the express written
consent of the NFL. Shut up, Brockton, you're going to get us
banned. Did it deserve to be banned is the question.
No.
Not really.
It was a pretty... Other than a couple of kill scenes, it was a pretty cheesy 80s horror flick.
Cheesy 80s horror film.
I mean, the effects were very good, and other than a few scenes, this was pretty standard.
I get the feeling that if this were not a video nasty, this movie would have faded into obscurity.
Nasty.
I mean,
it definitely would have.
More obscurity than it's already in, but.
Well, the thing with that became with the video nasties is once these films were banned and people they already had a hold of them. If you had one of these, you were like, oh my god, I've got a video nasty. It's like holy shit.
This movie.
Yeah, I mean, this movie. I mean, this was not a franchise movie. This was not one of your sleepaway camps or your Halloweens or Friday the 13th.
Yeah, that's my point. I know this was 1981, so some of these films hadn't happened yet. But, look at the violence that happened in fucking Aliens and fucking Terminator, fucking RoboCop, fucking Halloween.
RoboCop.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking RoboCop, Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, all this.
To be fair to this movie, the first 10 minutes of RoboCop are pretty comparable to to the violence that happened in this movie.
Here's the thing. Here's actually the thing about Friday the 13th. Those movies were censored to hell and back.
Yeah, like, I'm just wondering, maybe they got a bit more of a pass because they were big budget fucking movies, and this was like small rinky dink, straight to VHS kind of shit. I don't know. But
yeah, most likely.
You know, it was just the government was scared that they didn't have control of something that they thought they should have had control over, because VHS was pretty much fucking free reign at this time. And it was like, oh, think of the children. You know, it was all that bullshit.
Yeah.
So it didn't deserve to be banned. It definitely, you know, did it deserve to be incinerated?
No.
Fuck no. Nothing. No matter what, that is like censorship at its worst. That is like.
I mean, do Coleman Francis movies deserve to be incinerated? Maybe. This movie, not so much.
Like, this movie has the right to exist. Whether or not it's good is a different discussion.
All jokes aside, the few movies that I would say deserve to be incinerated are stuff like Child Bride, and
yeah, I mean,
Child Bride.
Oh,
yes.
you do not want to see that.
Let's not discuss Child Bride.
AKA kitty porn, the movie.
Yeah. No, you do not want to see that movie.
No, it's more pedophilia, the movie.
Yeah, that's
pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much kitty porn. No, you do not want to see Child Bride. Jesus Christ, no. That's like the one movie that MST3K was like, no, we're not making fun of this. They were that offended by it.
And yet, like, no one talks about the movie where a guy just fucks a pig for 2 hours.
To be fair, no one. I think barely anyone.
That's an art film in France.
I think barely anyone has seen that one.
So, obviously, I don't know how everyone is with like movies. I mean, Ali, obviously, you're not a big movie guy. What did you think of Absurd?
Well, it was pretty much entirely consisting of cliches.
Mm-hmm.
Which admittedly, they probably weren't cliche. Actually,
they were cliches.
Yeah, it was 1981. They were built as cliches. So yeah, it was.
Also, it might be one of the more poorly shot films I've seen because there's barely any lighting, and there's like, they probably just found a location instead of building a set.
Yeah.
For example, you don't even see the house that's like everyone's in. Like when the police were pulling up near the end. It was just in a blackness.
There were those constant shots.
Tell me where we're looking at until the power, and I was like, oh, it's a house.
Yeah, it's the outside of the house, and I was just like, what the fuck is this shot?
There was also some like very random scenes where something gets quickly cut in and quickly gets cut out.
Yeah, and it's hard to tell. I think at that point it was hard to tell if that was just VHS quality or if that was just shoddy editing.
Okay, and I have to say, I am somewhat of a movie buff. Somewhat. And I have to say, in terms of slasher straight to VHS movies, this was not bad. This was somewhat decent.
Yeah, aside of a couple of kills, the
special effects are what made it good, in my opinion. What made it decent.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe I'm not the audience for slasher movies.
Yeah,
I'm not really a big horror guy. You know, if it's just like focused on killing,
I like psychological horror.
I like more monster horror than anything, but I was able to sit through this after dinner.
Yeah, you see,
I'm very disillusioned to gore.
Yeah, like some of these films, I'm not gonna lie, I suggest you don't eat. Like, when we get to the cannibal films, I suggest you do not eat.
Chicken.
You do not want to eat if we're gonna be watching the.
Funny thing is, I watched that entire movie while eating peanut butter crackers.
This wasn't that bad. I don't know what I was expecting. Like, Absurd, I'd heard some things like,
I heard it was absurd.
I heard it was absurd.
Absurd was absurdly average.
And we're gonna come across.
To be fair, I didn't think it really reached into real absurd territory until the very end.
Oh, yeah.
When she gave that line, "Don't worry, there's nothing to be afraid of." Lifts up severed head.
That's just a brilliant ending to your horror movie right there.
I thought there was going to be more than that, but no, it's just, wow.
Well, I'm gonna, wow, it's just like, wow, fucking absurd.
Should we give a recommendation?
Would I give a recommendation? Well, you see, I'm the kind of guy that loves schlocky, weird shit like this. Like,
If we're into kung fu movies, that's my field.
like, you know, if there's a movie party going on, my friends are the kind of people that would bring, like, say, Avengers and fucking action films and fucking, you know, like mainstream big blockbuster movies. I'm the kind of motherfucker that brings, like, Ed Wood and Manos: The Hands of Fate and all that shit, and they're like, oh god, no. You know, I'm...
How do you think this movie compares to a Hammer film?
To a Hammer film? I'd say there's some weird similarities between this and a Hammer film. Like, there's obviously...
Or a Troma.
Or a Troma, probably.
I can't. This is not a Troma.
This is not Troma, no.
Trauma has balls to the wall.
No, this isn't a trauma.
No, I wouldn't say this is
like, Troma's always been more balls to the wall, kind of insane. This is just kind of average slasher fare.
Hold on while I drink my Chardonnay.
Hold on while I drink my Chardonnay. While I talk about surf Nazis must die.
You know, like, where the similarities I'd see between, like, this and Hammer, this reminds me of that old, like, gritty... Like, the thing that I love about, like, the video nasties list is because they were all pretty much VHS, you know, fucking weird pieces of VHS art. It's like they've all got that weird, gritty, sort of grungy quality to them. And a lot of the really good Hammer horror films have that.
It does add something.
Though with the Hammer horror movies, from what I saw of them, they seem to be more cartoonish with their violence.
Oh yeah, they were a bit more
blood is
cartoonish.
obviously like the wrong color, and just feels like that's a stupid amount of blood. You know?
Oh my god, the really bright blood.
Yeah.
To be fair, I could blatantly see that there was chocolate sauce coming out of one of those.
Chocolate.
This was definitely not. Obviously, they did not have a big budget when they were. This was definitely like you can tell this is an indie movie right off the get-go. You can tell this was independently made. This is not like fucking.
Was this a Joe D'Amato production?
Absurd? I don't know. It was Peter something. Was apparently. I don't know whether that was a pseudonym.
Directed by Joe D'Amato. Yeah.
Okay,
This was a Joe D'Amato.
He used a pseudonym.
Ah, that figures. Joe D'Amato, if you don't know, is the bringer of such schlock as the Ator movies, the Troll movies.
Thanks, Joe.
And pretty much like anything from the production company known as Film Mirage was through the hands of Joe D'Amato. So
the Emanuel films.
He this is right up his alley. You know, cheesy, schlocky horror is right up his alley.
Now, for those like me, that's a collector. I collect movies, and I want to own literally every film that's on this list. And we're going to be watching them, and I'm going to be like trying to collect them as we go. I don't have Absurd yet. I'm going to try and get it. For those that are, you know, fucking proper balls to the wall collectors, if you want a VHS of Absurd, number one, it's extremely difficult to get a VHS of Absurd. You could possibly get a VHS under the name of Monster Hunter, not sure. But all VHS tapes, at least in Britain, I don't know if they're rare in America or anywhere else, you're looking to pay, on a collector's market at least, anywhere between £300 to £500.
I have not shopped for VHSs in a while in America, so I could not tell you.
So what you're saying, Riddler, is that this VHS goes for an absurd price.
It goes for an it does. Now think about it. Like if the government didn't overreact and burn these fucking tapes, this thing would cost maybe £1, maybe, if that.
Crazy thing is, I found the DVD. It's under the title of Horrible. It's like $17.
Yeah, exactly. If you get this on DVD, it costs like 17 to, around that area.
The problem is you want to go for VHS.
But you want the authentic experience.
If you want like me personally, I'm not paying £300 to £500 for a fucking VHS tape. Not doing it. Like, if I have to get it on DVD, I'll get it on DVD. But the good thing about the Video Nasties is because of the quality that they're in, and because a lot of these were almost lost. A lot of these films are almost completely lost. Because of that, they're sort of just in their original quality. They've not been restored. There's, they have the whole VHS quality to them, even if they're on DVD.
The big question I have to ask you this, Riddler, is did VHSs in Britain were they incompatible with their American counterparts?
Did they have region lock?
DVD?
I don't know if they had region lock with VHS.
They might have introduced it to quell the tape trading.
They might have done. I can't remember if they had region lock with VHS.
If so, we might be able to find it over here and send it to you.
Definitely.
And the shipping will probably cost more than the tape.
Yeah.
Shipping.
For those that want to find it, you can find Absurd under that title, under the title of Horrible, or Horrible, as the French would pronounce it. Horrible. You can find it under the title of Monster Hunter, or lesser-known title of Zombie 6.
And Anthropologist 2.
Anthropophagus 2, and also known as The Grim Reaper 2.
Ah.
Why do they name it so many different things?
Because that's just the case with these. I don't know why. A lot of the exploitation films have like 1,000 different.
One of them's
titles.
probably like a pre-production name. One of them's just like, fuck it, they'll buy anything if it's a sequel to a popular film.
Yeah, that's a common strategy with exploitation films and rename their alternate titles of giving it.
Is it like those Chinese 100 games in one where they keep using names of popular games just so they can have people buy them?
And half the time it's usually the same game as like 25 of the games.
Yeah, exactly.
This is totally Super Mario.
For instance, there's one movie in the Troll franchise which has the alternate title of Troll 3, but is really Ator 4.
Yep.
And it has pretty much nothing to do with the Troll series. It has someone in a goblin mask. That's it.
Yeah, someone with one of the goblin.
But one of the goblin masks from Troll 2.
Yeah, it was one of the goblin masks.
That's the extent.
And it's not even featuring. It's also the only Ator movie that doesn't feature Miles O'Keefe. So it's not
Miles O'Keefe.
There's not much Keefe in that movie, then.
No.
It doesn't have miles of Keefe.
No.
Not low miles of it.
Maybe like a couple feet of Keefe.
But oh wow, it's just I liked Absurd. It was a little weird, not absurd, as you could say. A little. I don't know what I was expecting. I guess when you hear something's a video nasty, you're like, "Oh shit, boy, what are we getting into here?"
That's probably gonna happen a lot with these video nasties. You're gonna hear a lot of like, "Oh man, this is a video nasty. It's gonna be really intense," and it's just like, nah.
Yeah, I think we're gonna.
Compared to some, I've watched a couple in the past couple days. I've watched a couple MST3K movies, unriffed, and compared to some of those, this was gold.
Oh yeah, this was better than say like the Castle of Fu Manchu by like a mile, but you know.
I mean, this was better than City Limits, and
City Limits is hilarious.
But kind of like how this movie was kind of hilarious too.
Yeah. So for the next 71 movies, 71 episodes of this podcast, we'll be going through the list, the Video Nasty list, and essentially the mission here is we're going to go through each movie. We're going to try, we're going to watch it, and we're going to try and discover why these movies were banned.
Can we call it Operation Nasty?
Operation Nasty, I like it. And we're gonna watch them, and we're gonna discuss why were they banned in the first place? Should they have been banned and prosecuted in some cases? This film wasn't just banned; this was prosecuted. People were prosecuted and charged for this. Criminal charges.
What was the charge?
This got prosecuted under the what was the name of it was the Obscene Publications Act, and basically,
So this isn't like a Faces of Death thing where they.
Oh, don't worry, we'll get to that.
We'll get there. This wasn't like Cannibal Holocaust or Faces of Death. No, this was the British government using this whole thing to make up an act that they wanted to create. And yeah, basically, under the act, British Board of Film Censors were named to the film classification. They became responsible for certification of both cinema and video releases. Everything after September 1st, 1985 had to comply with the act and be submitted for classification.
Yeah.
So, that was absurd. To give you a taste of what the rest of the list entails, you've got things like Cannibal Holocaust, which is just an infamously disturbing movie. You've got you've got I Spit on Your Grave. Also
God.
Also known
Are we going to watch I Spit on Your Grave?
Also known as Day of the Woman. We got 71 movies to go through, my friend.
Good God, I am not looking. How do you riff a 20-minute rape scene?
You don't riff that.
Well, we don't need to riff. We could probably. I'd like to do some discussion during that scene.
Yeah, we can do legitimate commentary on some of these.
Yeah.
Like some of these deserve legitimate commentary. Some of them, like, we could not have done a legit commentary over Absurd. That was just ugh.
Nah.
I'm gonna joke the shit out of that.
Yeah, exactly. Then we've got, what else have we got here? Let me see. We've got
Faces of Death, I imagine.
You got Faces of Death. You got you got one of my personal favorites. I've seen this one. Oh my God, this did not deserve to be banned. It's a film called Evil Speak. It's fucking awesome. Right, okay. Because computer...
Spit on Your Grave got a remake?
It did.
Yeah. I don't know if I haven't heard anything good on the remake.
No.
The remake looks awful.
I can't wait.
It's not rated.
So pretty much a modern Hollywood remake.
That's one movie I can't wait to talk about is Evil Speak. Such a good fucking movie.
Is Maniac on the list?
Maniac.
It was banned by the BBFC, but not a Video Nasty.
That was not a Video Nasty.
That's too bad. I like Maniac.
You've got Bruno Mattei classics such as Zombie Creeping Flesh.
Rats.
Rats. I don't think Rats is on here. No, that's too late for that. What else we got over here? You got some here that I've never even heard of, so we got some fun here. Personally, I can't wait to talk about Evil Speak. That's just a really good movie. So, that was episode 1 of The Edge of Reality. We talked about Absurd, the first in the list of 72 films of the Video Nasties.
It was a pretty good one to ease us into this project.
Yeah. It was a softball. Wait until we start getting into the curveballs and the fucking four-seam fastballs.
Yep.
We could not have started this series on Cannibal Holocaust or I Spit on Your Grave.
No.
Yeah. We can't.
No. Yeah. Oh, boy.
Last House on the Left.
Yeah, Last House on the Left's on the list. We will. Hey, I mean, at some point, guys, we will be watching a good movie because I mean, The Evil Dead. It's on the list. It was a non-prosecuted film.
Personally, I think Last House on the Left is kind of a good movie.
Mm.
The bumbling sheriffs kind of bring it down, but it is an intense thriller.
Okay.
Is that the inspiration of the Cards Against Humanity card, Suspicious Sheriff?
Are you guys looking forward to the next 71 movies?
I'm a man.
Maybe one of them.
I'm a man, I can do it.
I'm kind of curious to try to watch I Spit on Your Grave.
I will say,
I'm gonna make so many jokes. You won't believe it.
I will say, if
I want to hold the record.
If at any movie you're just like, I can't watch this movie, by all means, because these are not easy sit-ins. They're not. Some of these are not easy to sit through.
Yeah.
So,
But that was the edge of reality. That was absurd, and I'm Chris saying, fucking hell, George Eastman. Fucking hell, Edmund Perman, Jesus Christ. Chicago, New York, South Africa, where did you go? I want to watch that movie, The Adventures of Edmund Perman.